In this video, I'm working on a painting I've called Sleeping Dogs Lie, and I want to touch on why alla prima paintings so often turn muddy and how to avoid it. The main thing with alla prima is keeping your lights and darks separate for as long as possible. I always begin by placing my darker shapes first, so here in the fireplace I'm starting with those deeper tones and mapping them in quite thinly. I always work from thin to thick and from dark to light, so in this early stage it's really just about placement of colour and not about blending. I'm being very careful not to let those darker tones mix into the lighter areas too soon. As I move into the fire, I start introducing the warmer yellows and oranges. These are opaque paints, so it's important not to let them touch the thinner, transparent dark colours too soon. So again, I'm placing the colour rather than blending it all together. I'll move between the two, the darks and then the lights, slowly bringing them together, but still keeping that separation until the last moment. As soon as you start mixing the two too early, everything softens, and that is where the mud creeps in. So instead, I let the colours sit next to each other, and then I use those in-between tones, the reds and the oranges, to gently bring the two together as a half tone or a joining tone. It's only once everything is in place that I bring the thicker, more opaque lights. As you can see, right in the centre of that fireplace, that thicker white going on last gives that real impact. Again, this follows the thin to thick rule that is so important with alla prima paintings. On the floor and rug, I begin with the darks, then layer in the light tones over the top, keeping things controlled. The details of the rug go on top of the dark and light structure, and once everything is established, I start to soften with a mop where I need to. The dog is no different. I begin by mapping the darker areas first, then move to the next value, that cooler blue-grey. I am blocking in shapes of colour and not trying to paint fur. With the lighter fur, I'm not using pure white, but a warm, dirty white grey, and again applied thinly so I can build stronger, thicker highlights later. Once everything is blocked in, that's when I can begin to refine. I'll deepen the darks again where needed, and then I'll start adding those thicker, lighter details over the top, especially in the fur. Those final bright white strokes sit on top rather than being over blended. That's what keeps the colours clean. Because I'm not mixing everything together and turning it muddy and keeping things separate for as long as possible, it keeps the colours clean, fresh, and enables those thicker highlights to get placed on the top without disturbing the colours underneath. By keeping the lights and darks separate for as long as possible and only softening right at the end, or using a half tone like I did on the fireplace with those oranges and reds, to marry the two tones together, you avoid everything collapsing into one muddy tone. And by working from thinner darks towards thicker, more opaque highlights, each value holds its place, instead of everything blending together and losing that clarity. This is exactly how I approach my paintings inside the MazArt Academy, keeping things simple, structured, and building the painting in stages. If you'd like to learn to paint like this, you'll find the full lessons inside the Academy, and I've left a link in the description below. And here's the finished painting, Where Sleeping Dogs Lie. The full-length tutorial is available as part of the membership, and the original painting, complete with its oak frame, is also available in my shop, all linked below. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.